Hello everyone and welcome to the first of two games I will be covering today. This is a more aggressively minded game that I had about a week or so ago, and I'm platooned here with two friends of mine, Minus Tanks and in his Magak 7C and Heady in his Type 96. I'm in my BMP3. This is mostly spec for spotting, since the BMP3 already has a very fast reload time on its missiles. It's about 5.5 seconds or so, I believe, 5.92. So, as you can see by my view range, I'm pretty much using augmented optics, telescopic lenses, and paint, which makes this a pretty decent spotting vehicle. It's not exactly as good at spotting as the Fox is the better spotting vehicle, but this is much more better firepower-wise. And due to the Fox's low firepower now, good spotting out Leopard 2AV, I should always have the upper hand in a fight. Now, the team list so far is that we have a pair of Magaks. We have a Magak and a 2C. They only have two Magaks. Again, the Magak is also the best tank, to be honest, in Tier 6 at the moment. And the Tier 5 and rest of the Tier 6 lineup is relatively pretty equal, except for the fact that they have an expeditionary tank and we do not. Now, I've never really enjoyed going south or being on south team with AFVs, as this position is very vulnerable compared to North Team, which has quite a bit extra. Now, unfortunately, the missile fired there a couple of patches ago would have been able to hit, but with the recent speed buff for missiles, it does mean that it can be very difficult to actually hit people from when you're above them or below them. So missiles are kind of more like a guided but unguided rocket kind of thing. So I'm going to continue moving up here. Our team is very likely, they've pretty much lost that of the north. The other team also has a pair of OMs, Comptuer and Ramstein, are very, very good players, even if they're in Chieftains. So, to be honest, they're probably the most dangerous players on their team. We don't really have any noted players here, I guess apart from me. That's quite boastful. So, the usual number one thing here to do is to go back and defend the base. Now, it might not be defending as much as it is dealing damage. Most players at this point usually don't cap, so it is a safe bet to simply just deal as much damage as you can and then run off. Now, I did notice that IT1 is on raised ground here, so I'm going to simply go in the raised ground section as well. Am I going to be able to hit him? The answer is no. Couple of autocannon shots there, one hit. Ooh, that didn't hit, unfortunately. But 110 damage, 8 shots. That's not terrible, I guess. At the very least, they know we're here, so they might be a little bit more cautious in coming. But now I've realised that this is lost and they're going to come thundering down, so the best thing for me to do is probably going to start coming around the side. Around this area of the map here, so then I can flank around and get them in the butt. But first off, it's to see if I can spot those guys on the hill over there. The Type 96 and the Type 85M are sniping, and we do not know where that LAV 600 is, so it is very likely that he could just be simply up there with them as well. A bounce there. Using the target designated doesn't work as it's not in my view range. 438 damage, very good. Now, an unfortunate noted thing about the BMP's missile is despite its relatively decent pen, it's about 700 or so, and very good reload and speed, it does do a very pathetic amount of damage. 438 there, does at best about 500-ish, so you're not really going to be able to outfight people, so it does force you to rely on the autocannon gun combination more. Turn around, smoke up that AMX-40, keep going. It's probably not a good time to engage him, as the M1 Abrams and the other guy over there are very likely to kill him, so I don't need to worry about him for now. My main worry is getting rid of these two snipers here. That's one. I can't hit him at the moment, but I can hit that LAV 600, who is not a happy bunny. Is he still there? No? Well, we'll find him out. Hopefully, no. The enemy also has a Sheridan down there as well. Move out. The Sheridan did spot me, I believe, but it doesn't matter for now. The main part of this game now is to see how many flanking shots I can get. This part here, which is what normally the North team gets, is a great place to go. Good hit on that Magat 6B over there. If I can hit this guy one more time, he's dead. And unfortunately I don't. Which is basically a kill shot, and missing a kill shot like that is pretty fucking terrible. So what's going through my mind now is that we've got two guys flanking ahead, the Leopard 105 and Heady, but they're very low health, which means I should probably support them. The middle should be fine. The guys over there are basically mostly at hit points. That Leopard 2AV is dead, so is the IT1, but we've still got all of these guys to take care of. So we know both of the chieftains are probably going to be around there. They're probably still going to be either moving to their base or they're going to be setting up sniping positions there. The Fox is probably around here somewhere, as he hasn't been spotted down here. The Sheridan's going at them, and the main push of their MBTs is coming down here, which means this part of the map should be relatively open, which means I can go for these two guys. There's camp put in over there. Hit on him, very good. Unfortunately, having a better missile would be great, but for now I can simply absolutely murder this LAV. Bye bye LAV. And those guys should be more than capable of killing that Sheridan. Well, those 3 MBTs over there. They are basically the most powerful force right now in the game. Chieftain, Brack, and Magak. So it's just up to that Leopard 105 over there. The Type 85 did kill Heady, and now he's very likely to be going on to that Leopard. Now, I made a conscious decision here to save that Leopard, even if it resulted in me getting hit. That's one more gun in the fight, and selfishly speaking, that's someone who can spot or do damage, or at least proxy area denial for me. So the Leopard is going to hit him, which puts this guy into one-shot range for me. Absolutely beautiful, and he's dead. Now, I didn't expect that chieftain to be there, and thanks to having that paint he didn't spot me, but it's very likely he knows I'm here, and smart guy, he backed off. So now I've got to deal with a chieftain that's roughly a one-shot, but if he's using Hesh, this thing's upper plate is still very weak to Hesh. He could potentially kill my crew, or damage my modules, or set a fire, or ammo rack. Lots of things going on, and most of the enemy team for now is dead, due to the fact that we've managed to basically kill them of their supporters, so our team in the south is basically unmolested at this point. So the question is now is, where is that Fox? Because he hasn't been spotted the entire game. We know where the chieftain is. Oh, the Fox is over there, and he's going to do something really stupid. And I never recommend doing this in the Fox, because the Fox's autocannon is kind of crap, and I'm pretty sure you know what's going to happen. There's the chieftain over there. He's going to kill the Leopard. The Fox is just going to go and get an autocannon fight with me. Yeah, like, good job there, dude. You did like literally nothing. So now I wait for myself to get spotted, to get unspotted, and then I move out. Now, I was hoping the chieftain would fall for it, but then I realised that he probably wouldn't, so I've got my finger pressed on the smoke button, and he is looking at me. Now, he's going to put a round into me, he's going to put AP in, should have used Hesh, but now he's dead, I could smoke up. And that's bye-bye chieftain, we're on 4 kills so far. Good. Right, I know the Magak is a one-shot, but I don't really know how much that expert tank is, and if the expert tank goes hold down, or play smart, he has Hesh, he has heat rounds, he could potentially kill me. So the Magat's over there, he's capping, shouldn't have done so, he should have been dead when I hit him that first time. But oh hey, there's the expert, and he's basically a one-shot, so bye expert! And then it's a simple kill on this Magak. Hey, how's it going? Should have killed you earlier, bye bye. And that's 6 kills. Very nice if I say so. So being able to move through the north was the right choice. It got rid of that LAV 600, the Type 85 and the Fox and the Chieftain. 4 players that could have spun the game in our favour. If they'd have all mounted that up, the Fox would have been able to spot our guys in the north, and their MBTs would have been able to at least contest them for long enough for their guys to cap out the game. Now, I do have a cold here, unfortunately, so my voice is going to be a little bit shot, but let's have a look at those post-game stats when the game will decide to load. So give me the tier, and give me that pimp game. So I did end up doing quite a bit more damage than I thought. 4,728, 5 enemies spotted, 6 enemies killed. As you can see there, pretty much a missile or two done into those guys, and a very good amount of damage done overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good spots overall. Not that much spotting damage, but it did allow that LAV and the Type 96 to be killed. Top of the team, of course, 6 kills, 578, 5 spots, 1,029 damage. Their expeditionary tank did quite a lot, but in the end, he screwed up. I did. And conserving my hit points would have allowed me to do a lot more. I only really missed 1 shot of damage, so that's a pretty decent game overall. Now, let's have a look at a more difficult one. So this is a game in Cold Strike with me and my beautiful spaghetti friend Tank Sniper, who unfortunately does not have the gold or the means to purchase flags, so instead it is me holding up the Cult of the Spaghetti. As you well know, is a fast-growing cult throughout Armored Warfare with like 5 or 6 members, praising the absolute glory of the Ariete. Now, my retrofits for this is a gun breach, field systems, and repair kit, and we're both using Vincent to give us that extra amount of hit points, and Vincent is a very good commander. Now, the first start we wanted to do was to see if the enemy was going to counter rush. This is a strat for the North team, in which usually South team pushes up here to spot them, but instead North team can sometimes be able to, with fast MBTs such as a Degman, to be able to simply rush down South and kill all the campers over there. So we're here to try and stop them, block them, or do something else. The Ariete is actually pretty terrible for a tier 8 MBT, to be honest. Its hull armor sucks, its gun sucks, the penetration sucks. The only good thing about it is the fact that the hull down, not many people know where to hit it. I did think Tank Sniper was going to be spotted there, but we do have a challenger that's about to rush, so we're going to push up, and there isn't going to be that many enemies here. Together we have around 7,400 hit points between us, and we do work very well together. So the spaghetti is one. The spaghetti is one. Apart from that, anyway, not many enemies are going to be here, which is quite weird. Which means that the vast majority of their team is going to be in the city, which means we need to hurry the pace up here. Now I'm going to see if I can hit this 19 mass. Unfortunately, I do miss. Bounce a shot on that gun mantle over there. Not going to be able to hit that Centauro. No. What I was trying to do here was to see if I could put pressure on that T90 MS, or start coming through the city. Another beautiful bounce. The Ariete protects, if you believe. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to move up with Tank Sniper here. I'm using one of the camouflages. I believe this is the Russian camouflage, I think? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to start moving up. We do have some good shots on the enemy here, and we are actually going to drive them off with a pair of Arietes, which is not really something you see every day, considering how, frankly, terrible the Ariete can be. Another good hit into that guy there. I'm not using Cortez, so I'm not dealing 581, but Vincent is still a pretty damn good MBT commander, and he can be simply gotten through the French line well in the tier 9 clerk, so I do hope to see more of Vincent. He also gives around 400 extra hit points for the Ariete, and some pretty decent stats as well, so that's all good. So for now we're going to simply start moving up. We do want to start denying the enemy snipers any focus on the long range part of the map, which is usually this bit here where they can start moving up and everything. See if we can get them. So Missile Striker over there, I believe we both hit him. Tank Sniper is taking hits now, or we may have hit that Sprud instead. And unfortunately I do not get into range enough for my APS to pop. And oh look, hey Leopard, that's a weird place you're in. So instead we're just going to kill this beaver, who is using a fairly unfortunately a most dishonourable commander. Regardless, we can still move up. I missed the Buford, but thankfully he crashes. So not really that much going on at the moment. Our team is very likely to start failing in the south, which means we're going to have to do something drastic. Now, the usual thing people do is that they start moving into the city, which was the initial thought here, but then Tank Sniper said, well, maybe we should cap. It's a 10v10 at the moment. We've lost a good chunk of our tier 9s. They haven't, so our team is at a massive disadvantage right now. So if we can cap together, that's less than 100 seconds, 94 seconds, 90 seconds now for the enemy team to be able to stop us, or we're going to win. And we do have some pretty decent hit-pointed Arietis here, so we should have a bit of winning. Now, the most optimal strategy to get rid of this cap is to actually run across the riverbed down there and then pop it behind us. That little bit there will give you cover. The M95s can do it, the Sprut can do it, and all they really need is one hit, so they can actually throw themselves out at that point. About 66 seconds to go at the moment, and nothing really happens here. And at this point we're very sure that the enemy is going to move up through that riverbed, so I move myself into cover here. Tank Sniper goes down there. I do ask him if he wants me to move up with him, but he asked me to go here, and there's the Sprut. Smoke up, Sprut can't hit us, and unfortunately he gets into the cap circle and deals damage to Tank, but I kill him. Tank is now a one-shot and he narrowly misses Alicia, so now we have a Degman to deal with. I hit him. So now I need to rush forward and kill the Degman, because Tank is a one-shot for him if he's using the 125, and even if he's using the 120, it's still a very close call for him. So I need to move up. I have the hit points. I need to bully this guy. And this is where the Ariete becomes the best tank in game, as I would like you to see. The absolute glory of the spaghetti. Boop. Hey Degman, didn't expect that, did you? And thankfully putting pressure on the enemy team means that they've lost 2 vehicles, and they are now in a very place for unhappy bunnies. So Tank's going to go round, and I kind of wanted to go as well, but then we decided this isn't going to be the best place, as the Challenger, a B3 or an M95 could happily with us in an open encounter like this. So you have to play smart with the Ariete, and at the moment we're going to try and do this smartly. So the little thing for the cap rush has worked. It's put pressure on the enemy team. They've lost 2 tanks. They've lost quite a bit of valuable support, and it's worked both ways. Which means, however, that now that the other team is going to start coming at us, as we are the most likely things. So that Thunderbolt over there is going to start. He's in a camping. He's in a sniping position to get there. We have some guy talking in Russian. There's a M95 Degman coming up, and we're reasonably sure the T-72B3 is also going to go around as well. So we agree that Tank has to go back to snipe somewhere, as at this point I'm the only one that can stay in that cap circle. I need to be bait, basically. I need to be bait for the other team so they can hit me. I have a very decent slug of hit points, and I should be able to withstand a shot from all of them. Now, staying down here may have been a good idea, but it means that I'd be able to be shot from behind, which means I need to go here, which, if any of them come up, hi T-72B3, which means if any of them need to come up and shoot me, they can be hit by that. 95 Degman hit me, and that Chally is coming up now. He's going to be distracted at this point. Let's see this through Tank Sniper's lenses. Okay, they're focusing on the Degman, which is good. That Chally over there, I'm not sure what he was doing or why he didn't hit me, but hopefully he should be hit relatively soon. Degman's still over there, good spotting damage. That B is going to be a bit of a pain, and the Challenger is dead as well. Now, why that Challenger simply didn't move up with the rest of his team is I don't know. And I did think I would have been able to kill this B3, but I screwed up here. I missed. Which means things are going to be a little bit awkward. But that's okay, the back's coming behind, and we're in a 4v1, which means we should be able to simply pile on him and kill him. So a bit of a screw up from me, and I should have taken the time to aim into that guy's lower plate because that would have killed him.
Identify target.
Another spot there, very good spot. Where did he hit me? Yeah, lower plate. The Arietti's lower plate is actually really terrible. But that does mean the VAC's going to have fun with him. Which means... Hey, how's it going? Which means I kill him. Yay! So, good game. Smart game. It turns out you don't need to cap to win. Well, technically you do need to cap to win in some cases, but the cap served both ways. It served to be able to distract the enemy team and to also haul as a fallback, because if that Sprott hadn't come back, we would have won the game by capping. Not exactly the best climax, but a good game regardless. So let's simply have a look at those post-battle stats and see how it came. Just give it a sec to load here. Armor Warfare's old. And there we go. And the beautiful Arietti. Where did I put you? Cold Strike. A total of 5,760 damage done. Very good, very good, very good. Some spotting damage done to those guys there. M95. The Charlie 2, spotting damage done to those guys. Very good. Tank Sniper coming up top. So pretty much an even game between the both of us. Me acting as glorious bait in the spaghetti with only 1,000 damage bounced, but a total potential damage of 6,200. So only about one shot was missed, generally speaking. If you'd like to join the cult of the spaghetti, you're more than welcome to hop into my Discord, by the way. And I hope you enjoyed these two games, guys. I'm sorry for the crappy state of my voice right now, but I did a little bit of a poll yesterday asking people if I wanted to see the 270dp review or these two games, and the support came up for these two games. So there you go. For now, as always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll be streaming the patch when it drops next week, which is always pretty decent. Probably do the American Spec Ops or something. We'll see how it all goes. But for now, if you'd like to help support me, I'm trying to see if I can get money towards for my flight to Ciderfest next month for my birthday. And trust me, even a couple of dollars will help for that one. And I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. For now, take care and see you all next time.